The YWCA, since its founding in 1855, has always been grounded on developing the leadership of women and girls to respond to the issues that affect them, and especially the issues of violence against women, the economic opportunities, but also to find critical solutions at any given context and at any given moment. In 2013, we see that we continue to live in a world of HIV, where more than 67% of women living with HIV, of people living with HIV, are women, and mostly young women and those of a reproductive age group. We also continue to live in a world where many women are dying whilst they are giving birth. So we have high levels of maternal mortality, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, in Asia. And this speaks to us to the importance of addressing the issues of sexual and reproductive health and rights and the issues of HIV. We now have young people, young women living with HIV who would like to know if there's a relationship between being HIV positive and fertility. It means the church has to be able to have the necessary minimum biomedical information to respond to that question. Young people talk first to the people they trust, their friends, their aunties, their elders in the community. That's where they go and whisper, do you think I'll have a child? And it means we need a church which is competent, a community which is competent to respond to this issue. Also, young people want to have children and they are living with HIV. So they want to know in what way can they have a healthy sexual relationship in which they would not be able to pass a virus to their partner, but at the same time they are able to have healthy children. And it means the church, the community, all of us needs to be able to have the confidence and the comfort level to discuss issues of family planning. The choices that are available to young people living with HIV relating to family planning, relating to contraception, relating to condoms, and all the other options that might be out there. It's not an easy discussion, and yet it's an important discussion. This is a very heavy issue that young people are facing on how to reconcile being in love and living with HIV, and at the same time us having to affirm that love is the greatest gift that exists in humanity, and we want our young people to enjoy and to celebrate love. We have 32 YWCAs in Africa, for instance, that is working around these issues. We have more than 20 YWCAs in Asia and in the Pacific. And that issue comes over and over again on how to create safe spaces for crucial conversations with faith leaders, with religious leaders, with elders, because it's the intersection of values and rights and life that young people want to be able to discuss these issues in a way where they are not judged, where in a way that they are giving options to the solutions, and where they walk out of that discussion feeling that they are affirmed, they are not stigmatized, and they are not discriminated, that the confidentiality is respected. We have young people, young women who are making very tough decisions today. They're making decisions about raising a family, maybe caring for their parents, trying to find school fees to remain in school. So it's how we move from just the notion of vulnerability to the notion of leadership, that these are adults who are making decisions, and therefore we need to treat them and respect them and give them the space to be part of the decision making. And we find it very difficult in a number of faith spaces because young people are on the margins of the structure of the church. Young women are on the extreme margins. Young people with disabilities are on the extreme margins of the circle of decision making. So in our engagement with faith communities, with traditional institutions, with cultural institutions, we are saying, bring the young people closer to the decision making. The church, the communities should continue to speak out against violence. because sexual violence, it's inhuman, it's degrading, it's part of a bigger culture of violence. It's happening because of many other forms of violence, psychological violence, structural violence. What is critical in this discussion is to ensure that there is a huge support around prevention. And it's very possible to prevent violence. It's about attitude, it's about perspectives, it's about how we relate as a people, it's about education, economic opportunities, seeing each other as part of the total being of who we are and not us and them. So the church has a responsibility to build a culture of peace and a culture of respect for women, a respect for girls, and opportunities for women, opportunities for girls.